All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. All right, I hope everybody enjoyed your Monday. In the last video, I had said I didn't know if we were closed today. I guess we were not closed today. All right, my bank here in Shelton definitely is closed today. So, I mean, that's a thing. So I don't know if banks were trading today. That is something someone ended up commenting. I don't know if it was on the YouTube or the Weevil. But someone mentioned that banks were closed, so they wouldn't be surprised if we saw low volume. Look what happened. We did see low volume. So, sir, you are correct. All right. But I do want to say maybe it's because they're going to have maybe they're going to send this thing up. I have no idea. I don't think they're going to end up sending things up. We already talked about the major red flag that's going on. If we turn on this 200 MA, all right, and we come over to SPY, okay. Yeah, we had our second weekly close under there, and I mean, I've talked about this in great detail at this point. I mean, why is this time going to be any different? I don't think it's going to be any different. I'm not saying we have to have a crash moment. I'm not saying we don't turn around and like maybe the midterm seasonality thing, maybe that ends up coming to fruition. I have no idea, but either way, I'm going to be catching things as they come up. So it's not really a concern to me either way. Just like I did today. Okay, you guys know I'm bearish as hell, all right? But when you see certain things happening, you gotta limit the pain that's gonna come your way, all right? There's no reason to. I was up 5K at a high, and up the day, I think I was only up like 2.5, all right? Now, if I didn't do what I did, I would have been up a lot less as well, all right? So, and this is what I'm saying, trade management, this is exactly what I'd be advocating for, which is, hey, guys, like, you got to apply this trade management. And that's why I try and show you guys what I'm doing here on the channel, just so you guys can do this on the spot, on the, like, yeah, on the spot. Like, I was literally typing something up, saying that I was taking profits over here. Now, I had already, obviously, I had taken profits. But I saw this forming, all right? And then you come over the 15-minute time frame, and we had this here. All right, we come over here. You have that guy right there, and then you come over the 30-minute time frame, and I saw you had that guy right there. All right, and then luckily I saw this. I mean, we saw this mass. Well, not luckily, because I had already taken my profits, but then this thing formed. What the hell is this? This is a bullish engulfing candle with volume, guys. I saw this popping up. Now, I didn't know that there was news that ended up causing this. I just was playing the charts just like any other day. And this is just another prime example of, holy cow. Also, we had this bullish engulfing candle. This is like literally the candle I sold on. And yeah, guys, you're not always going to get the most perfect sells, all right? But if you have factors suggesting you're going to be going up, yeah, I mean, typically when they end up carving out, like as of this candle, this is when you knew, okay, there is a bullish divergence here. And then you could do exactly what I just said. You come over to the larger time frames. What do we got going on in the larger time frames? I already told you guys. Now, this is exactly what I was watching for as well. I told you guys that the hourly time frame, it looks like a divergence was carving out. All right, we did have the divergence carve out on VIX, and we're going to talk about that in a sec. But I told you guys on the hourly time frame that we had a divergence carving out, but it didn't look like it was finished. I told you guys we typically don't just see them go up and this is the divergence. We typically see it come down and actually form a thing. That is exactly what we got today, all right? So I'm just saying, guys, there's a shot that you do end up rallying tomorrow. I don't know if it's good. Like, guys, for all I know, this could be literally just the biggest bull trap, okay? Well, I can't say that would be the biggest bull trap because this was the biggest bull trap. But for all we know, yeah, maybe the market is going to end up, maybe we open higher and then maybe it's another bull trap. Boom, they sell off, all right? We all know there's no fundamental reason. Well, not all of us. I don't know. I hope the people here that have seen my case for why, I mean, hey, there's no reason to really be bullish fundamentally. There really isn't. Like, they're just bad, all right? They're overall just terrible. And several Fed speakers came out saying, like, hey, guys, we're not going to be pivoting until this happens. All right, so, and now you got, there was a Fed speaker coming out. I saw it, I follow fast stock market news, and Walter Bloomberg, yeah, I think that's his name. And they're just news sources on Twitter, and I was seeing them. They post several times about how this Fed speaker, I think it was Bullard, I think it was saying that he's seeing a recession come in the next 6 to 9 months. I told you guys that well, I mean, you guys should know this already. But I mentioned it in the weekly update that the market is the market is forward looking. All right. So when something bad happens and we know it's going to be happening in the next, say, few months, they're going to end up trying to price that in. That's how the market works, all right? If there's no reason to be bullish, they price it in. And then you're so far down to the point where, oh, now there is a reason to be bullish. And then you rally, and then everyone forgets why everyone got super bearish and sold off the market. And then the actual catalyst comes and you sell off the market. All right, so we got CPI numbers coming out on Friday. All right, I think it's Friday. Either way, it's Thursday or Friday. And that could either be a bullish or bearish catalyst. So I am going to be introducing a strangle here on the channel. I'm going to be taking one. This is my, what is this, fourth attempt at playing both sides, all right, in the past like month since the last FOMC meeting. That was my first attempt at playing both sides. Is a straddle, strangle, we're gonna call it a strangle. I know they're pretty much the same, they're just slightly different. I think a straddle is buying the same exact strike, whereas the strangle for both sides, calls and puts, where there's a strangle, you can buy whatever strikes you want. All right, so I'm not going to be buying the same exact strike for my calls versus puts. I am not. Honestly, actually, yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna, yeah, it's gonna be an actual strangle. They're both likely to have the same date because, hey guys, we don't know what's going to be happening. Well, actually, here's the thing, guys. I might go more bearish, more heavy on the bearish side of that strangle, just because we do know what the TA is suggesting. Okay, we've already deeply established what the TA is suggesting, which means like it's very likely to be a negative number. And we also did have the payroll numbers coming out. But I do want to remind you guys that like this CPI is for last month. All right, so did you guys see gas prices going down? I mean, I think they've been stagnant for a few months. So there's a possibility that comes in as a B. Maybe the market rallies, Fed pivot hopes are on the table again, and then boom, like we end up selling off. I have no idea. And then like actual news would come out and sell it off. I don't know. All right. But the charts do predict the news. This was just literally another prime example of the charts predicting the news. Do you think I knew that Russia announced that they are open to a democracy? All right, that's like literally like a complete switch over there. That's like kind of, okay, Russia's open to ending this war. The nuclear talks are like easing down, you know? Like that is a catalyst, guys. That is a news catalyst. I had no idea the charts were telling me that a news catalyst just dropped. I just saw the bullish engulfing candle here. And I do want to point out, like, guys, you could tell some fuckery was going on, all right? It was right here, I could tell, all right? And I didn't know there was news. I did not, but I knew someone wanted this thing up because these were absolute crazy candles. I was like, what the heck is going on? And then you see this bearish engulfing candle, and then you see the bullish engulfing candle. I was about to start re-entering puts, and then I saw this sweet baby Jesus candle. All right, and that formed this. I think that was the candle that ended up forming this hourly bullish engulfing candle. But yeah, guys, when you see a bearish engulfing candle get engulfed by the most massive bullish engulfing candle you've ever seen, all right, like I'm just saying, guys, something is fishy, something's up, someone wants it up is what I'm getting. There's external pressure here that's sending it up. All right, that's what it tells me. Like, so I wasn't eager to bet against it. Again, bearish engulfing candle right here, engulfed by a bullish engulfing candle. This is just another example of exactly what I was just saying. Like someone is wanting it up, all right? And I don't know if this is just like a big player is bullish on that news, or if it's a lot of big players or algorithms picked up. I don't know. Either way, I wasn't going to step back in front of this thing, okay? I took off 10 of my December contracts and all of the November. There's 5. And that's just because, hey guys, like there's no point in, like, I mean, I preach trade management here on the channel. In worst case scenario, we do end up falling and I only have 15 contracts. All right, that's worst case scenario. All right, but the best case scenario is what I'm going to point out here is likely going to be playing out. All right, so we had the hourly divergence form on SPY and QQQ, and it definitely, this is what a finished bullish divergence ends up looking like. All right. So I am going to be expecting this thing to start at least making its way over the overbought territory. And this is what really put the key in the coffin for myself personally. I saw this clear as day bearish divergence here. Clear as day. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, my beautiful baby? But yeah, you see this bearish divergence going on right here at the same time as you got the same exact opposite thing happening on SPY and QQQ. Guys, let's be wise about this, all right? That's like a double warning sign suggesting you're going to be going up. All right. So even though, like, yeah, guys, I'm bearish. All right. I'm not going to put myself through pain. All right. I was up like big bucks today. And yeah, there's no reason. Plus, I mean, my car is like gone. So I currently have no money coming in anyway. So, I mean, which I am excited. I'll talk to you guys in the upcoming weeks. I will talk to you about my plan here. All right. My plan, which is for myself, this is very exciting. Okay, this is like literally the personal financial freedom that I have been preaching about here on the channel, like saying like, hey guys, this is how you achieve it. Well, I think I'm going to be achieving that within the upcoming month or two, maybe 3 months. We'll see. We'll see, but I will let you guys in on that when it is knocking on my door. All right. So all right, so let's get back into it. All right, so you had that going on, and I do want to point out that, like, hey, maybe, okay? I'm not saying anything, okay? Because, hey, you guys know where I stand in terms of where I think we're going. And I did tell you guys that, like, a bull trap is likely on the table, all right? I mean, let's be real, yo. What the hell was this candle, this weekly candle? Well, this is, like, my weekly projection completely coming true somehow on the last day, okay? I had no idea that was going to be the case. I figured Thursday and Friday, like when I say, like, bull trap, like, guys, typically, like, if you're going to see a sell-off that week, all right? If you got the larger time frames, you know, suggesting that week is going to be bearish, all right? Well, it's logical to expect a sell-off going into the end of the week, and we did have the Friday news. So, I mean, again, the charts did predict the news. All right. But yeah, guys, completely lost my train of thought here. All right. So bullish divergence here on QQQ. Do we have the same exact thing on SPY? I believe we do have the same exact thing on SPY. Yes, we do. All right. I am not saying that this is done carving out. Okay. I am not saying anything. I'm not saying this suggests we're going to be moving back up here and breaking those highs. I'm not suggesting that at all. Okay. I am still in 15 of my December contracts just because, like, hey, all right, there's a chance this is all a massive trap and we're going to end up coming down. I told you guys, there should be, like, no real buyers here in this market. Any buyers that step in, it's going to be the short squeeze, okay? It's going to be puts taking profits. It's going to be dealers trying to squeeze out puts. And we're going to see that in the volume, okay? We had this low volume day here, even though the bulls and bears put up a pretty decent-ass fight today, all right? You had a massive move down, all right? A massive move down. Now, I was also, like, fishy about seeing these divergences form and being down this much. I was like, okay, well, let's be real. How often does QQ really have a 2% day? All right. So we already had this massive 2.79% day right there on, or not QQ. I meant SPY, but now we can talk about QQ. It already had 3.8% right there, and QQ was down so bad today. It was literally down so bad. Let's just, like, see the range on the day, okay? From top. And by the way, I also knew, well, I didn't know you were going to sell off because, again, I never have that crystal ball. But when you start seeing things like this, like, there is just, like, a high probability that they're going to play out, especially right towards open. You're rallying into open here. Look at that, guys. What the hell is that? They literally predicted the sell off. Like, that's how I use them. But yeah, I'm serious, guys. Like, all these, and this is also why when I saw this thing forming, I was getting quite suspicious. Which is because of this, all right? Like, I saw this is how the other one formed right here. You had its form right here. And then if you zoom in, so we can actually get rid of that one. If you zoom in here, you had the same exact thing form, except like a smaller one inside of the bullish divergence, all right? And that would have allowed someone to literally nail the exact bottom, which was this candle. And that's where you finish carving that out. So when I saw this carving out over here, I was like, oh, hell nah, yo. It is like this, like, we already saw it. 2 bullish divergences predicted, like, this bounce over here, right? Plus, I mean, I do know dealers like to literally take people's money. That's kind of what they're in the game for. Which means, yeah, I mean, a lot of people were like me, like, hoping this thing just absolutely died, all right? But in reality, no, all right? The market goes up and down, up and down. And if it's going down, it's going to be in zigzags. That's exactly what you got right here. Who says we don't go like that? I'm not saying that we go. I think we do go a lot lower. All right. I told you, I got a case. Okay. I got a case for going lower in the next few weeks. Okay. I'm just saying, guys, nothing has changed. All right. No pivots are on the table. They're still guaranteed not on the table. But if you do see a bull trap, don't get trapped. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Things are guaranteed bad. The oil, we're gonna go over US oil, all right? But like things are just, they're guaranteed rough, guys. They're guaranteed rough. All right. But going over VIX, let's take that off. Take that off. Let's actually go over to the 1 hour. Let's just see. I haven't looked at any other time frame today besides the 1 hour. You had that going right there. Well, you had that divergence going right there. What do we got on the 4 hour time frame? You kind of actually did have a, I mean, you had a bearish divergence here, but it doesn't look like it carved out yet. It does look like VIX is going to end up making this high, making a new high, and we're going to see a bearish divergence form. All right, that is like exactly what this looks like. I'm just going to come over here, and I do believe this was also marked by bearish divergence on the 4 hour time frame. All right, so you could see VIX cool off a little more before going, but you could see something like that. All right, and that's exactly what also marked over, was it right here? Yeah, right here. All right, and that was a pretty juicy sell-off. If I do say so myself, I think that's how it goes. Got right there. All right, it did produce a pretty wicked sell-off, right? And I guarantee the market rallied within the days because you know, VIX moves opposite to SPY. All right, divergences, oh, guys, like it really is everywhere. Divergences are everywhere at the bottoms and tops. So that's why when I see them popping up, like multiple warning signs shooting towards the same thing, I'm not going to ignore them. All right. If I ignore them, like this is exactly what happens. All right. They produce the tops and bottoms. I'm not going to be on the wrong side of that trade. All right. I don't care what my bias is. All right. That is why, like, we leave the emotions on the coat rack. All right. All right. So I think we went over everything besides, we can go over Bitcoin and US oil real quick today, because I did tell you we were going to include US oil in this. Bitcoin has broken down from what is most likely a bear flag. All right. What are you doing, Josie Bear? What do you think you're doing? All right, that's okay. That is okay. She's really cute. All right. Yeah, I don't know where you would draw it. Maybe you would draw it on the wick, and maybe it wouldn't have broken down. But if we do take it by the bodies, all right. Yeah, this thing was the first day, or this day was the first day that Bitcoin broke out from its bear flag. All right, and I mean, it's conflicting. All right, maybe it would be there. Yeah, maybe this is a valid pattern. We're gonna keep that. That's the one we're gonna go with. All right. We're not making any price target or anything like that. It's just I'd said it in the weekly update yesterday. Bitcoin literally, like, every single time we have had another leg down, it has formed this bear flag or this consolidation pattern, and then fell. All right, and it's happening at the same time that we're crossing this trend line. I'm just saying, guys. Bitcoin moves with the market. I do think you're going to end up falling and making a new low. I really do think this low is going to be broken. I think it's going to happen violently. I think it's going to be something like that. And I do think the market is going to be falling with Bitcoin. Okay. And if Bitcoin is going down, it's just another negative factor on the market. If the market's going down, it's another negative factor on Bitcoin. They move together. All right. So, and since we're seeing this on Bitcoin, we're not seeing any bear. Do we have any flag formation? Yeah, guys, is this a flag that we have completely ignored this whole time? Is this just another flag? Like, we had this thing form over here. Could this be considered another flag right there? Like, is that a thing? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. But either way, Bitcoin does have definitely a bear flag formation, a consolidation pattern formation right when it's hitting that trend line. It does lead me to believe Bitcoin is going to be taking a dive. But again, with the divergences popping up, guys, I don't know, guys. This is what I'm saying, all right? I do try and keep everything unbiased. I'm not going to leave any warning signs off of the table here, all right? But yeah, I'm going to call the shots how they are, okay? That's literally how it goes. And you do have this right here, guys. You have a 4 hour bullish divergence here on Bitcoin. I really want to say, no, it's not going to play out. But at the same time, I have no idea. All right. If this does play out, you're going to break out from here. All right. That is exactly what would be happening. And then you would likely be going on a run for Bitcoin because, yeah, guys, what the hell? All right. Like, you see what I'm talking about? It's massive thing all the way back from November 21. That was the start of the bear market. So if we do end up breaking this, which I really don't believe you are going to end up breaking out of this, but like at the same time, we're going to have to put a damn target on the board. Excuse my French. I don't want to, but we will have to put a target on the board if we do end up seeing this break out. All right. So let's pray that this does not end up playing out, and let's pray it goes like this, and then whoop, divergence nullified. I hope that is the case. All right. But again, I don't know what's going to happen. I have no crystal ball. Let's see what do we have going on the hourly time frame. We have the same exact thing. Okay, so we can get that out of there. We can put that right there. Boom, bop, bing, boop, pow. You again have the bullish 1 hour divergence. All right, so maybe this thing does end up right there. Come back over there. Maybe we do end up coming up here, and that is going to give that time, and then we end up reversing off it. I have no idea. All right, but again, you guys do know my bias here. You guys know where I think the market's going. And this is I mean, it being at this trend line right here, kind of like, yeah, it supports, like, yeah, guys, we're going timber. All right, but why the hell are we seeing a 4 hour and 1 hour divergence here? That is not something I enjoy seeing. Okay. But it makes me all the more glad that I took some profits. That is, again, like, there's nobody ever went broke taking profits. Okay, nobody ever did it. All right, wait a minute, we do have the bullish divergence here on this. I know I already called it out, but hey, guys, we're literally seeing clear as day one on the 4 hour time frame on Bitcoin. Maybe, guys, just maybe, this is what's going on. I have no idea. Okay, I have absolutely no idea, no crystal ball. But again, it's on the table. Okay, it's on the table. I think we covered everything. We can go over US oil. That is the last thing we have to cover. And boom, a 21-minute video. It is better than the 48-minute video I dropped as the weekly update. But it really did have just so much info in it. I do want to point out, you're over here. Over here on US oil. I wouldn't be surprised if you cool off. And now there was something else that I did also see on US oil, which was... Wait a minute. Am I bugging? No, I'm not bugging. Right here. Massive 4 hour divergence. Okay, guys. Like, this is another... Oh, hi, Josie. This is another factor suggesting that maybe the market is going to rally. I have no idea. Okay, I have no crystal ball. No idea. But this is like, you know, when oil goes up, the U.S. equity markets tend to be taking a hit. All right. So if this thing does end up coming down for a few days, well, you know, maybe the stock market can move up for a few days. Maybe we end up going up until we have CPI. All right. So let's put this date on our board. Right here. All right. Vertical. We'll make that a red one. Maybe this ends up, maybe we end up seeing a bull trap going into this, and then boom, another leg lower. I have no idea. Again, no crystal ball, but I'm just saying, guys, the setup is there, and it kind of looks like, yeah, that might be a probable outcome here. We have like multiple 4 hour divergences forming, well as VIX. But like I said, all right, VIX typically forms the 4 hour divergence. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, hold up. Over here. I mean, I guess not, because we did come over here. I don't know. No. Wait, also the 4 hour divergence doesn't mean anything because, you know, it came down back into the oversold. And when you got a divergence, it cannot go and touch the opposite line, or it's nullified. And, well, it's at least what Bulkowski says. All right. And he uses the, like, it was in his book. All right. It was in his book, but he didn't use the CCI. He used the RSI. I like the CCI because I know what it means. All right. Yeah, I like it way better than the RSI. But yeah, like I said, I mean, we're most likely going to see the VIX top form with a bearish divergence. Like, it was the same exact thing over here. Look at this. I mean, I guess it wasn't a bearish divergence right there. So I guess, you know what? It wasn't the same exact thing over there. But you didn't end up coming up here in your 4 hour. I mean, like, not a bearish divergence because you made the higher high there, but it's almost a double top. It's within, let's see, the high 35.05 and 34.82. All right, so within like $1 of there right there. But we most likely saw one form right here, and yes, we did. All right, well, you were doing that. All right, your thing right here was doing that. All right. And this is just another example, guys. The VIX normally tops the 4 hour, at least from my experience, the VIX normally tops with the 4 hour divergences. Okay, that's just something that has consistently been there, and you've been able to play it. All right, it was the same exact situation right here. You had a very minor 4 hour divergence right there. Right? Do we have a bottom that formed right here with a 4 hour bullish divergence? Yes, we did. We had it going like that. We had it taking a lower low right there. Again, another example of the 4 hour bullish divergence and the bearish divergences, putting in bottoms and tops for Mr. VIX. So, I mean, all in all, like, I do kind of think we are going to, I think this is going to end up being a bull trap and we're going to end up falling. But at the same time, I'm not going to ignore the factors that I just mentioned. So yeah, it's on the table, guys. A bull trap rally is on the table. All right. Even though we know where this thing is likely headed in the upcoming weeks. All right, guys, with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. I think we covered everything. All right. I don't know what's going to be happening tomorrow, but I'm open to whatever. That is really how it stands right now. By the end of the week, I do expect we are going to be going down. Okay. I do expect this week to close lower. I do expect the next week and the week after that will likely be red. All right. But we will eat that biscuit when it comes. All right. That is not a saying. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.